Hi all, Hal here with more Empyrion, and today what we're going to be doing is taking a look at some of the new blocks that have been added, as well as following up with what we were talking about with structural integrity inside the game, as well as showing some of the differences between the materials that are available for you to build with. So first things first, let's take a look at some of the new blocks that have been recently added to the development build. Now this is on the development test server, so these will be making their way out if they haven't already been released. I just want to show everybody what we've got going on here, though. We've got some new tables. There's some scanners, medical scanners. This is called a refrigerator for some reason. Now, none of these things are actually interactable. They're just set pieces. They're just decorations. But I thought they were kind of cool, so I wanted to show them off to you. We've got the new medical desk, the storage container, which was in one of the previous updates. They've removed that cargo box container, and they now have these types of storage boxes, which is kind of nice. They've also added in some stonework items, so you have some smaller versions of these larger pieces, set pieces, including the water fountain, which doesn't do anything, unfortunately. But yeah, so if you're looking for some set pieces for your base, they've been adding a lot of these deco blocks, and I have to say I'm really liking them. They've done a pretty good job with these things. This guy is my favorite, I think, so far. Oh, okay. So with that out of the way, we can now take the core out of these bases so that we can continue on with the rest of the conversation. Let's go ahead and take that out. Alright, so when we were talking about shear weight earlier this week, right, I wanted to just quickly show that it doesn't matter which material you're building out of. It could be wood, it could be concrete, it could be the tier 1 steel blocks, it could be the hardened steel, or the combat armor, or the combat steel I should call it. All of these things have a max of 12 unsupported blocks. At 13 they will shear. Some of the materials you may find when you add in things, if they have a low enough mass, you'll actually be able to add them in without shearing. But for the most part, when you're starting to build out your bases, you want to have anything, pretty much anything from 10 outwards supported. So if you go put a support either at 10 or 12, that'll give you that much more distance to be able to build from. But just remember that anything that's unsupported, if blocks between those two supported areas are removed, everything in the middle will collapse. So important information to have, but I did want to show you basically what was going on with the structural integrity as far as the block type. Now, I've had questions on why am I so much against wood blocks versus concrete versus steel. A couple of different reasons. Let me just show you really quickly here where your wood block has 100 hit points, your concrete block has 600, steel blocks have 500, the hardened steel has 1,000, and combat steel has 2,000 currently. This is in Alpha 4.40721, so the next update may change these numbers. Eleon Games have been rebalancing the stats on these things to make the lower tier materials a little bit more attractive to build with. But my thing is that one of the things that you don't see are the other stats on the blocks. There's a durability and armor statistic for the blocks. Wood has basically no durability and no armor. Concrete has a little bit of durability but no armor. And then from starting at steel, going up through the hardened steel and into the combat steel, you'll get a little bit more of a durability or armor statistic. Basically what that does is that reduces the amount of damage coming in from weapons. And the harder blocks, specifically the hardened steel and combat blocks, basically require explosives in order to even damage, or at least a larger, like higher tier large ship weapons. If you can get enough damage in there, it will do damage to the block. But, you know, I think the combat steel is explosives only, though. It was at one point. They keep changing things, so they may have changed that. Now, the reason why I say I don't like wood let's come down here and take a look. Right, so we know that this thing has 100 hit points, right? This is the tier 1 default pistol you start with. Does 8 points of damage for the one shot. Let's fix this up. Whoop. Okay, let's fix the one next to it then. Oh, I can't fix it because I don't own it anymore. Alright, that's fine. We'll do it this way. So we did that. Let's grab... Where's my tier 1 shotgun? Right? Did 80 points of damage. The tier 1 shotgun's damage output is 50. So this thing actually takes more damage from the shotgun than the shotgun is technically supposed to create. That's why I don't like wood. Would it be even sillier? Let's go with the tier 1 sniper works. So this has 100 block or 100 points. Tier 1 sniper. Right. 84 points of damage. Now, let's go. Where is my... Where'd he go? Looking for my tier 2 sniper. Oh, I've got it equipped. Haha, that's why. Okay, so 100 points on that block, right? $52 points. You see, this is what I'm saying, is that these things go away very quickly. When you start getting into the point where your bases are being attacked by drones, or if you're trying to build something in an area that has a lot of hostile creatures, wood just is not going to hold up very long. A normal minigun drone can tear through a wood base within seconds. I actually had a base that I built out of wood when they were first introduced, and the blocks just, yeah, it was not pretty. It basically destroyed my base very, very quickly. Now, going on to concrete. Concrete has a lot of hit points, right? It has 600 hit points. It actually has 100 hit points more than the first tier of steel block. What it doesn't have is steel's damage absorption. So to give you an idea, let's go tier 2 pistol, right? This thing has its 600 hit points. One shot into that. One shot into that. It took 5 points of damage. This took no points of damage. That is why I tend to build in steel. Now, they have changed it so that you can progress from wood to concrete to steel without removing and replacing blocks. All you need to do is that if you want to upgrade from wood... Oh, it's not going to let me do it because I don't own it. Basically, if you want to upgrade from wood, you have to have concrete. In order to upgrade from the concrete, you have to have metal. And basically what it is for each block you want to upgrade from its current tier material to the next tier of material, you need the materials in order that you would normally use to make it. So going from concrete to steel requires you to have 10 of the iron plates or metal plates for each block that of concrete you want to upgrade to steel. To go from steel to hardened steel, let's come over here. We can show you a little bit easier here. Right? So to go from here to here, you need 5 hardened steel plates, which will take you from steel to hardened steel. From hardened steel, you need 3 additional hardened steel plates, which will take you up to the combat steel. So it's a pretty nice system as far as progression is concerned. But like I said, for me, the differences between the durabilities make enough of a reason for me to make this attractive for me to build. But I will start building in concrete simply because of the fact that it is a quick and easy material to get into production. You used to need water and rock dust. Now you only need I believe you only need the crushed rock. Actually, let's find out. Let's go ahead. Redo that. Just grab a core really quick. Because what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to drop a core down, and I'm going to check the crafting materials, because like I said, they did update it. We just want... Just give me a basic instructor. That's fine. So to make cement now, it's only rock dust. To make the concrete blocks, which are here, requires 1 cement. So you don't even need the water anymore. Makes it much, much easier. And when you're out and about and you're just starting to gather your resources, you're going to get a lot of crushed stone. And once you have the stone, you can convert it over. Oh, let's see here. Right. So once you have the crushed stone, you convert that into rock dust. You use the rock dust to make cement. Since you don't need water anymore, much, much faster. It's not a bad material to start with. And like I said, you're going to be out gathering resources anyway, so you're going to be picking up a crap ton of the stone. There's a reason to have it now, basically, is what it comes down to. But yeah, so with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. Hope you enjoyed it. Our next one will be taking all of this information and applying it into an actual base build. We will most likely be continuing from that base that we started already. But what we may end up doing is also looking at base selections, like what types of areas do you want to be building your bases in, as well as what are the material types that you're most likely going to be starting with. We've gone through the material types here. I've given you my suggestions, but remember, they are just that, just a suggestion. What you end up working with is going to be dictated by what you need it for, and what you have on hand, which planet you start on, that type of situation. So it's going to differ from each person, and it's going to be something, you know, that comes down to ultimately aesthetics as well. So I'm not going to say always build in steel, never build in concrete, never build in wood, or always build in combat steel because, you know, it's the best stuff you can get. I'm not going to say that, because there are reasons to build in each of the material types. And it's going to be up to you as the player and the person building the bases to decide which one meets your needs. So on that note, if you enjoyed this, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the section down below. And if you haven't done so already and you want to see more, I do ask that you subscribe, as the likes, the subscriptions, and the comments all help the channel to grow. And it's greatly appreciated. So anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back here next time for more Empyrion. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Ooh, just in time for sunset. Oh, yeah.